everyone and welcome back to Death Row Gaming. On this episode of That's on My PC, we're taking a look at the alpha of a game called Species, which I guess isn't really a game. It's more making up for the failures of Spore in the evolution simulator department. So basically, this simulates real life evolution. So it gives you very basic animals to play with in the beginning, and then you get to see how they evolve depending on their environment. As you can see, there's a very fancy tree of life in the background, but we're not going to concentrate on that for now. We're going to create a new world. Right, so blank slate is this little worm thing. You can also do random, so random creatures are placed on the map, or initialized from exported. So there are some creatures that I may have saved from previous worlds and stuff like that. There's some really crazy ones, but to start with, we're going to go with blank slate. And number of creatures, I think we'll start with a lowish number because this game actually gets quite resource intensive. So we'll go for about 200. I think is a nice round number for that. It doesn't work. I have to press the arrows. Okay. We'll go for as close to 200 as we can. There we go. 203 will do. And then we can randomize our map. So we can get a nice different map there. See, that's pretty nice. Yeah, we can do the noise and stuff like that. And now, mutation rate, we can put it up, make it a higher mutation rate, so we can actually see them mutate within a decent amount of time. Creature cap, yeah, we're going to put the creature cap down a little bit as well, so that it doesn't get crazy. Right, creature detail, we'll keep that at 50, and yeah, I think we leave it as that. Leave it as everything. We'll make the creatures speedy, so they're not just stuck in certain hills and stuff like that. Right, away we go. Generate life. I am God. Right, so we got our little fellas here. They're little wormy things. I say the camera controls are a bit dicey in this game, so I can't imagine they get particularly any better. Something to improve for the future, perhaps. Right, so this is our world. Okay, we can activate, what is it, view? Oh, there we go. This is the first person view, so you can sort of run around, get down close to the creatures and stuff like that. See, look, it's just a little wormy thing with a bum for a mouth. And at the moment, they just eat grass because they haven't discovered the value of meat yet. They will do when some of them start to die, but we still got some time before that. Now, you can manipulate the world in certain ways, so you got some tools to do such. So, ecosystem. We can up the temperature, cool it down, increase the fertility, and reduce it, raise and lower the water level. So let's raise the water level by one step. We can watch the water go up and provide less land mass for our creatures. So there's a fella down here who looks like he might drown because he's in the water. Yeah, he's not doing too well. And then you can place climate control devices and fences as well, so you can segregate your creatures, and you can plonk down different thingies. So we're going to plonk down a temperature device with a target value of 105. So there we go. What that's done is made it a completely inhospitable area that the creatures will die if they go into. So a bit of autosave there. So if we look at these creatures now, they lose health if they stay in this area because there's nothing for them to eat and it's way too hot for them to survive. Right, now as you can see, some of these creatures are mutating. So some of them are bigger, some of them are smaller. Some of them have got noses now. And yeah, and some of them have started dying. So now some of them are going to be eaten by creatures like that. So we're making good progress so far. We're going to leave that big circle of death for whichever creature wants to... Oh, it's really flourishing down here. Lots of different creatures. That one is literally just a potato, and it evolved into something with... Hey, it looks like it's got proper... Oh, it's dead. It's gone! And its bones are gone. Now, you can actually revive the creatures, like bring them back to life. If you click on the bones, you can bring certain creatures back to life, but these ones haven't evolved very well, so there's not usually a lot of value in bringing these ones back to life, because, well, if they just keep dying, then they're pretty not very good creatures, are they? So we've got a couple more. See, some of them are making love. Some of them have got tails now. Swimming out. Look at him go. Look at him go. It's wiggly. You can also radiate the creatures, which makes them mutate more when they make love. So if we radiate a couple of these guys, we can do stiff. Murder, so we can just kill some. Let's kill this guy. Dead. Oh no, he dead. And then you can also feed the creatures. So if some of the creatures are struggling at finding food, you can also look after them in that sense. So if there are any creatures you're particularly fond of, you can sort of, I don't know, keep them alive. That's what I was looking for. Oh, we're getting quite the graveyard over here. So there's something over here that's causing the creatures to die. But they're also flourishing, at least the potato creatures. This fella is dead. Well, he's dead. Let's resurrect him. I want to see what he looked like. So he's got, his mouth was deviated from the top of his body. He barely walks, but he's got like an arm thingy-majiggy out the front. How very weird. And he wiggles. Have any of them evolved legs yet? If it turns out that none of them evolve quickly enough, then what I can do is import some of the creatures from some of my previous worlds. So what I might do is over here, we'll import some creatures. Right. I don't remember how you import. Details. I'll get up to that in a second. But something else you can do is you can drive rovers. So we'll get the rover menu up and we'll add one in, and you can tell it to feed creatures automatically or kill creatures automatically, and yeah, you can also drive them. So it's just plonks straight down into the water. It's not letting me drive this one. Perhaps I've got it set on automatic drive so far. I don't remember how I did this before. No, we don't need the overview. Where is it? I don't even know. Call me a professional, call me something, just don't call me experienced. The rover is drowning. Save the rover. I don't... Oh, here it is. There we go. Direct control. Sweet. So now we can drive the rover. And watch as the game auto-saves and lags everything out. Whee! So this is fun. Yeah, the rover's control kind of is weird, but it is nice to drive around your world and have a look at the creatures from a robot's perspective, I suppose. You can also speed up time as well. Oh my! Which makes the rover pretty impossible to drive. Like that. It does mean you get from one side of your island to the other very quickly, though. And there we go. Wait. Oh. Okay, we'll slow that back down again. Now, we sped it up a little bit. Have any more of the creatures evolved? Let's have a little look. So around here, they're all sort of like big potato things with heads. Oh, I've got the fence open for some reason. Still potato things with heads. It really wants me to put a fence up. I think I may have plonked part of one down. Oh, these ones have legs. They have legs. Look at them go. They're not really using legs in the same sense, though. Let's put the rover mode as none, so we can go back to being someone else. So the rover will just go around and do his thing. Right. Oh, I put a fence in the ocean, but some of these things have legs now. See? Look at him go! Look at him. Oh, he's dead. Why must everything I love die? Let's resurrect that fella. Oh, I've lost it. He's gone. No. But yeah. Now we got some legged creatures. Right, if I can figure out how to import some creatures, I'll import some creatures from my other save and see how they interact with the creatures here. Because chances are they won't be able to make love and make babies. Because the genetic diversity, while being quite large, it probably is not large enough to let some of the creatures I've saved make love with these creatures. So let's import some of the creatures I've saved. What's so crazy? Let's import some of these guys. So let's get about 30 of them. Import. And put them there. Whoa! So these crazy creatures are from a more genetically diverse world where I guess there was more stuff going on. But yeah, they're basically giant thingies, crab creatures. And this one, well, this guy's getting... I'm not really sure of... But yeah, they've got Triceratops heads. And, well, guys, calm down. I think he flew up into the air. But yeah, if these guys don't survive very well, at least they'll provide sustenance for the wormy creatures at the very least. And yeah, oh, the rover's getting involved. Don't really know what he's doing there. Yeah, these guys are all dying, so they're not suited to the climate around here because they're just taking all the fertility out of the soil and really not doing it very well. I think the rover's on a feed mission. I think we can check that. Yep, he's on a feed mission, so high size. Feed the high size creatures. Sweet, so we can import some more creatures, I suppose. Maybe if we could try and find some ones that are closer to the wormy creatures. I mean, these guys are really making some progress on their evolution quest. Look at that. If we find one that's perhaps closer to the wormy creatures, they might be able to breed. So let's have a little look at ones I've saved. So we've got this kind of slug-looking one. This little Triceratops fella. Don't know. No idea what that is. That's just a ball. That's a giant Triceratops thing. That I have no idea. Other things. That's the thing we just spawned in. Weird, weird, weird. I guess these guys are kind of close. So let's import these. I don't know where they went. I don't think it worked. Let's try that again. There we go. So now we got some of these snaky creature things. And they'll go out and they'll look for food and stuff like that and generally interact. Ooh! Look at this guy. He's really going for it. Nice. So we got a decent amount of diversity on this island. Right, so what I'm going to do now is we're going to leave this island. We'll save it because I actually quite enjoy this one. We'll call it Wormy Central. I can't spell. Central. There we go. There we go. And there we go. You get a creature editor as well that you can sort that. I like watching them evolve on a natural state. So now we'll load another world. Or should we start a new one? Let's start a new world. So we'll quit to the main menu. New world. And what we'll do is we'll put the mutation up rate super high. So the tooltips actually say, you know, no natural selection. It'll all be genetic drift. So we'll put this up to about 10. Yes, I am trying to break the game because it's fun. And we'll put the diversity really quite high. So anything can make love to anything. And then we can see what kind of crazy creatures that this makes. So we'll initialize blank slate again, but there should be a decent amount of mutation anyway. We'll randomize the height map, and then we'll make an oasis. Like that. Something with a bit more water in it, that'll do. And yeah, let's go. So this might crash the game, so I'm holding my fingers crossed. So these guys are all going to start off like before. They're not very active at the moment, but they will be. We'll speed up the simulation, and we should start to see some pretty interesting stuff happening very, very soon because of the high mutation rate. So that these guys are getting all flat, and they've got arms already. So we're seeing much more different animals and creatures being made. Anything atrociously different so far? We got this guy. I mean, we saw some guys like that before. Right. Our population seems to be decreasing quite massively, so maybe our genetic diversity wasn't high enough particularly. Lots of creatures that are dying, that's for sure. They all seem to be taking on I mean, some of them are going like beetle-like, but some seem to be taking on like slug forms, like this guy. He looks like a jet of some kind. What else is here? That guy's that's just a rock with a with I don't know what hanging out of it that seems to extend and... Okay, I'm not going to hang around with that guy. Anything else? Let's walk around on the level of the creatures and have a little look. So we'll slow it down a little bit. So look, we've got this guy, this wiggly slug, and we got this guy on 2 feet. Also this guy, very interesting. I really love how it does the generation on these games. It's pretty interesting. Gives you a good science lesson as well, if not that realistic. I mean, that guy looks like the floaty thing from Doom. Lumps of flesh and... So, see, look, we got one of those guys which I had saved before already. What else? Ooh, what's this guy? This long Diplodocus looking thing. So we got some decent amount of diversity down here by the oasis. Lots of creatures dying over here. And, yeah. So this game can get especially interesting with the amount of diversity you can get out of the creatures, and given that you can mess with the way that they breed and everything, it makes it pretty in-depth actually. It needs a couple of fixes and stuff like that because it's still in alpha, but it's got some really good promise in terms of like a tool for teaching and, well, just general fun as well. So guys, that's why this is on my PC, and I actually really enjoy this. So yeah, give it a download. The alphas are free. If you want to download the later versions, they do give the option to donate and pre-order. It's a weird way of doing it, but it is just sort of like a paid for PayPal thing. And I would actually recommend it. I'm seriously considering it. Oh my. But yeah. Anyway, guys, that has been that's on my PC, and I'll see you next time on Defro Gaming. Ciao.